Real quick before we hop into the video, since the gun running DLC is going to be coming out very soon, if you guys want some cheap shark cards, check out G2A's website in the description below. They have some great deals on shark cards and even other, video game stuff, so if you want to check it out, link below. What's up everyone, Saintsfan back again with another GTA 5 video, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a few tips that you may find helpful when the gun running DLC does come out. Also, for those wondering about the Rockstar Logic episode today, I'm taking the week off with the Rockstar Logic. We'll see next week if there's any gun running specific Rockstar Logic, so if you do find any, gun running specific ones, then you can, as always, tweet them with the hashtag Rockstar Logic, and I will see them for next week's episode. But today, this week, there will be no episode of the Rockstar Logic. Now, these tips, and if you have any other tips you want to, contribute, let people know in the comment section. But these tips are hopefully going to help you out because I've seen multiple people, and I've seen many people actually just do this when DLCs come out, and it ends up costing them in the end. Like, they have to either spend more money or they're upset with what they do or what they did. So the first tip, and maybe some of these might be obvious, but the first tip is to not actually buy, like once the DLC comes out, don't buy the cheapest or even the most expensive bunker. Now, depending on your situation, obviously, you can buy whatever you want. If you don't have enough money, then yeah, okay, maybe the cheapest one's your only option. And if you have a ton of money, then maybe you can afford to buy the expensive one. And then if you don't like it, you can downgrade later down the line. But if you're, in the middle of the pack, you only got maybe $20 million, $15 million, $10 million, wait a few minutes, go into a public lobby and see how the community is reacting. Because think about this, when the Import-Export DLC came out, the vehicle warehouses, a lot of people were wondering which one is the best one. And because they were all the same, at least the interiors were all the same, and you didn't get any extra, upgrades for buying a more expensive one, a lot of people bought the cheapest one. And because of that, a ton of people always are around that low-end vehicle warehouse. And because of that, whenever you go and sell vehicles or whenever you're bringing a vehicle back, if you're in a full lobby, most of the time, at least when the DLC was out and people were active, most of the time you would see someone there. Now, if they were a nice person, they would just let you in and let you go on your way. But, it's GTA, so you got to expect some D-bags to be around, and they're probably going to end up killing you. Or, well, at the time, they did try and end up killing you or stealing your car or something along those lines. So what I'm saying here, when the bunkers come out, now the bunkers may not be essential for the gun running business. We don't know like the specifics of how that's all going to work. But if you do go ahead and buy the cheapest one, then do expect a ton of people to be around you. Expect that to be a popular area. And the same sort of goes for the expensive one. The expensive one, a ton of people are going to buy it just because it's the most expensive one. So you might want to end up getting something in the middle. We don't know how many they're going to be, and we don't know where, all of the locations are going to be, but you might want to end up just getting something in the middle because less people will be around you and you won't have to deal with as many people. Because, like, the last thing you want is to be gun running and maybe to, if you're going to sell the guns that you just got or whatever, and there's some dude next to you coming in, trying to get into his bunker with a Hydra, but he's like, oh, there's a guy to kill? I'm going to kill him and then go to my bunker. There's all kind of stuff that can go wrong if there's just a lot of people in the area. So that's one tip. Like I said, a lot of people sort of were disappointed, a week or two into the Import-Export DLC when, like, every single person had the low-end vehicle warehouse. And I know a lot of people that just was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to spend more money just to move because I don't want to deal with people. So that's one thing that I wanted to let you guys know about, just to be aware of when you do go ahead and buy your bunker. Next up, another thing. Don't go ahead and buy all the vehicles right off the bat. And the reason that is because of some of the wording that Rockstar said in the newswire. The line that I want to take a look at says, weaponized vehicles can also be employed as company assets, instrumental in delivering cargo to any drop-off. So what that's sort of hinting at, and at least, going through some of the stuff we've seen in the trailer, maybe as the leader of the organization or whatever it's going to be called, if you buy all the vehicles, then your friends can use those vehicles as well, because it says they can be employed as company assets. Now, it's not going to be like your own. You're not going to be able to customize it or whatever. But if you do want to save some money, if you don't want to spend all of your money, then what you might want to do is, plan this out with your friends and be like, okay, look, we're all going to buy bunkers. We're all going to do this, but maybe you buy the APC tank, I buy the dune loader, and then another friend buys the dune buggy because he has less money. And then, eventually you can buy all the vehicles and have them all yourself. But if that's the case, or if you do what I just said, then you're going to end up saving money. And you can also test out these vehicles without spending all the money. Like, you can see, oh, my friend already got the APC tank. Well, let me test it out. Let me see if the armor is good enough. Let me see if I want to spend however crazy amount of money they're probably going to make it cost. So that's what I would suggest doing. Again, we don't know exactly what that line means. It can be employed as company assets. Maybe it's just like the CEO vehicles where, you go into the interaction menu, and once you're in your friend's organization, you have access to all of them. And maybe it's only like one can be spawned at a time. Maybe not every single person in the organization can spawn one, but still, if that's the case and you're going to be playing a lot with your friends, then just be careful. Because that's the thing I always see. People always spend all of their money, and then now that we know there's going to be like drip-fed vehicles, they never have money for that. So just know all that going in. I really hope you guys, be smart with your money. Be smart with the way this stuff works. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be here on Tuesday morning when the DLC drops to do a live stream to buy everything, to test everything out for you guys to see if you want to buy it or not. So you're going to have to just use your judgment and see what you actually want and what you don't want. And then another tip, this is something that is actually in the game now. You can test it with the special vehicles that we have from the Import-Export DLC, but I feel like this is going to help tremendously with the new vehicles. Assuming the new vehicles that come out, all those crazy special weaponized vehicles, can be called from the interaction menu, and assuming they work just like special vehicles, you might actually be able to call them an unlimited amount of times without having to wait. The way it works now, and like I said, I'm going to use a special vehicle for an example because that's what it works with. So as an MC, you actually have the option or the ability to return personal vehicle to storage. And the reason you have that is because if you have vehicles or if you have motorcycles, you can actually call them at any point in time. There's no delay. There's no time limit on you calling your motorcycles that you have. And that actually helps out tremendously with these special vehicles at the moment. So we all know that if you try and call a special vehicle, and then let's just say it blows up or you want a new one, you have to wait 5 more minutes. And it's really annoying, especially if you're like north of the map and you're not near your vehicle warehouse, because the alternative is to drive to your vehicle warehouse and just go get the other one. But say your vehicle warehouse is in the city and you're up in Paleto Bay or you're up in Sandy Shores. You're not going to go all the way back to the city just to change out, a Ruiner 2000 to a Rocket Voltic. So what you can do, if you have the Ruiner 2000 out, and let's say it's out of bullets, or let's say you just want to switch to a Rocket Voltic, all you have to do is start up a motorcycle club and then hit return personal vehicle to storage. And what actually happens, once it returns to storage, then you can just call another special vehicle and there's no cooldown. It seems like the cooldown to call a special vehicle is only there when you have one active. If you don't have one active, there's no cooldown. So, it's really shocking how Rockstar didn't think of this, but you can pretty much call an unlimited amount of special vehicles, and assuming the new vehicles that come out in the Gunrunning DLC work the same way, an unlimited amount of them without having to wait. And that's going to be especially helpful if some of the vehicles in the new update maybe only have 6 rockets, or maybe they only have a certain amount of health to them, like the Phantom Wedge and the Ramp Buggy. Like those, if you hit so many cars, they'll blow up. So what you can end up doing, taking the Ramp Buggy, for instance, let's say you hit 29 cars, and if you hit one more, it's going to catch on fire. So what you can do, you start up at MC, return personal vehicle to storage, and then you go into the interaction menu, and then you call the Ramp Buggy again, and boom, you have a brand new one. So if a vehicle in the Gunrunning update works similar to that, where let's say if you hit so many things or whatever, then you can just call it the same way. You can start up at MC, boom, return it, and then call it back. So yeah, hopefully these tips helps you out, especially that last one. That last one, I mean, even if it doesn't help with the gun running stuff, having it with the special vehicles is crazy good. you know, by itself. Just having the Ruiner 2000 and then you run out of bullets, oh, let me just call a new one, basically, boom, 2 seconds later, I have a brand new one, you know. So let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of these tips. And again, hopefully they do help you out when the DLC comes out on Tuesday. Thank you all for watching, though. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. If you have your own tips, let me know in the comment section. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.